This is Hannibal back here with a daily wrestling news update. There's a ton of wrestling news today, so let me jump right into it. Cody Rhodes is not doing the best as champion as far as fan interest. SmackDown did its lowest rating of 2024 last Friday, only a 0.62 rating. Still the best rating in all of wrestling for all the shows, but much lower than in the Reigns and Rock days, which of course The Rock was just making special appearances. And I mean, The Rock making appearances has affected Raw too. Raw only had 7,600 tickets out in Greenville, South Carolina, which is a known wrestling city. That arena can hold over 15,000. Afa from the Wild Samoans had a heart valve replacement done on Thursday. I know two of his kids. Good luck to him. More news on the Vince McMahon Janelle Grant lawsuit. Of course, Janelle Grant, even though the settlement document she signed was supposed to indicate, from what I understand, that she could not talk about the settlement, and if there was any issues with the settlement, they would have to be taken up in arbitration. Well, apparently, she told one of her friends, and one of her friends directly told the WWE board of directors, and the Wall Street Journal found out, which is why Vince McMahon allegedly stopped paying her. So Vince McMahon has responded to. Vince McMahon believes that the issue out of this lawsuit with him not paying the rest of the settlement, because she obviously talked about it, if people know about it, is, according to the settlement terms, it would have to be uh, discussed in arbitration. And apparently, John Laurinaitis and WWE feel the same way, as those are the terms of the arbitration. Janelle Grant's lawyer filed a motion to strike that, and WWE is filing a motion to strike their motion to strike the motion for arbitration. Their lawyer said, quote, "The plaintiff's motion to strike is meritless and the height of hypocrisy. Having falsely accused the defendant in a public forum despite an obligation to arbitrate is inflammatory. In an inflammatory 67-page complaint that completely disregards the mandate of Rule 8A, the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Plaintiff now seeks to strike the preliminary statement of the memorandum of law in support of the defendant's motion to compel arbitration on the purported basis that it is too inflammatory, ignoring her obligations to keep the nature of their relationship in this dispute private. The complaint unnecessarily includes private sexual text messages from the defendant without including any of the plaintiff's responses to those texts, responses which are equally and more often more aggressive and provocative than the defendant's communication, and show not only that the relationship was consensual, but also that in many instances the plaintiff was the initiator. The defendant's communication and show not only that the relationship was consensual, but also that in many instances plaintiff was the initiator. Indeed, while the defendant no longer is in possession of these text messages between the parties, he has deleted them when he broke off the relationship. The discovery in this case will show that the plaintiff sent him sexually explicit text messages of herself and texted him to say, among other things, that she was in love with him and he was in love with her, that he was her best friend, that she wanted to have sex with him, and provided graphic details, that she fantasized about being held down, enjoyed being in pain, and wanted rough sex, that she wanted the defendant to watch her have sex with other people and know about her sex with others, that she wanted the defendant to give her thousands of dollars for clothes, plastic surgeries, and other gifts, that she wanted to have future with the defendant even after signing the agreement, and that she wanted the defendant to keep living in the same building so she could continue to see him even after signing the agreement. For the foregoing reasons, defendant respectfully requires that the plaintiff's motion to strike be denied. End quote on the memorandum. So basically, and this from what we have seen, we have not seen any of her texts to Vince. So we don't know what she was saying to Vince to elicit these bizarre responses. To play devil's advocate, there are girls that like rough sex. There's a whole fetish of girls that like sex, and there's guys and girls that like watching their boyfriend and girlfriend have sex with other people. One of my friends actually used to respond to Craigslist ads of guys that liked watching. He was a little Asian guy. There was even a specific fetish of that. He was a little Asian guy, and there's guys out there that even like watching their girlfriends have sex with that specific. So there is weird sexual stuff. Lots of people have weird sexual stuff. So who knows? There's two sides to the coin here. And by the way, all these pictures of Janelle Grant are from around 2006. She was 42 at the time of these incidents. And I mean, that was a few years ago. That was like, I think it ended in like 2019. So it's weird that there's no recent pictures of her on the internet. Cash Wheeler from AEW. I'm going to be an honest reporter, and I did report when he was in trouble for allegedly flashing a gun in a road rage incident. The state of Florida has dropped their charges against him, so he does not have to go to trial on May 20th for that, for allegedly flashing a gun. Hey, wouldn't it be nice if people, when I was found innocent and completely exonerated, actually do updates and say, hey, we all loved reporting the bad stuff about Hannibal. Let's take back what we said when we made fun of him being in prison. He was actually innocent. But no, people won't do that. For whatever reason. I did an update on that today as part of my book thing. And just to give you a very short notes version, it was actually self-defense from getting severely attacked. Anyways, guys, I think there's a little bit more news. Dana White says the June 29th show, headlined by Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler, is already over a $20 million gate. So it's already the largest gate in MMA history, and it's not even sold out yet. And I did listen to the Wrestling Observer Radio today. A guy named Andrew Zarian said Sami Zayn trained with the Hearts. He never trained with the Hearts. He would not have made it in the dungeon. He just wouldn't have. And I would have been there around the same time he would have, and I can tell you he was not there.